Job search. What a complicated area. Everyone spends a lot of time in job search, trolling the internet for job postings and applying online. And yes, it's a necessary demon. It needs to be done. But really, it is the least effective way of spending your time in job search. So when I counsel individuals on job search best practices, I always encourage job seekers to limit the amount of time that they spend looking for postings. A better way than looking for postings is setting up Google alerts and having the job postings come to you. Okay, now we're starting to cook with a little bit more gas, all right? And it can be as simple as any descriptor you want to put in. Google is happy to send you alerts. They want to hear from you. So load up a few, try a few, like beta test, a few different terms in your area that you want to work in and see what the internet has to offer and evaluate it for its applicability to you and adjust accordingly. Setting up Google Alerts is a much better thing than trolling for job postings. The next most preferred method of job search is going in and doing research on the companies that you see yourself joining and bookmarking their HR pages on your desktop or mobile, whatever. And that leaves you in a position where once a week you can go through your bookmarks and just refresh them and check to see any new jobs. You don't have to do it every day, and it is not efficient to do it every day. Jobs do not change measurably week over week with companies. So choose a day of the week, devote an hour or two, go through your HR bookmark pages and scout for new jobs, and then evaluate, of course, whether you should apply for them or not. And that should really streamline the process for you. I would recommend having a good 15 to 20 companies. That might be asking a bit much. At least a good round dozen, okay? Have them bookmarked for companies that you've really targeted that you would like to join, and then check them weekly. And it's really efficient, and it delivers results, trust me. It's a very good method. Now, getting deeper into job search, we look at getting third-party referrals or second-party introductions. Now, what are they? It is so much more helpful to, if you're looking to try out with a company, if you can get someone in your professional circle to introduce you to the decision maker via email, that is infinitely better than going in cold on your own. Because going in cold on your own, you can always fall off someone's desk. That is going to happen. But when you have somebody else writing in or introducing you on your behalf, okay, that makes the hiring manager or hiring department accountable to a third party. And that's what you want, because now that somebody else is involved, they're going to not let you fall off of their desk. Moving through job search, we know that third-party introductions are extremely valuable and typically open a door that isn't normally opened. But then we get to second-party referrals. Okay, what's that? A second-party referral is when you're having an informal conversation with a friend, colleague, peer, maybe direct report, who knows. And you're discussing job search with them and your trials and tribulations around it, and they say, oh, you know, you should talk to so-and-so over at X company. All right, well, that's nice, and we thank you. It's a great idea. But I would encourage you to take that a step further, and instead of just having someone pay you lip service, okay, I would encourage you to go in immediately and ask that person for a concrete referral. So it's kind of like put your money where your mouth is, right? And I will ask them, instead of just loose concept and leaving it sort of floating out there, oh yeah, okay, I'll look into that person. No, can we look into that person together? That is a much more effective way. And when you challenge the person nicely, but do challenge them, because it's just going to increase your chances so much more if that person gets in there and helps bat for you. So do that. Don't let a second party referral get past you. Give the contact that you're speaking with a call to action around it, and it'll be much more effective. Now, as we move deeper into job search, networking is obviously one of the best ways possible to look for leads to jobs, okay? Networking is a way of life. Networking is scary to some people and it's fun to others. But networking has to be done, and it takes place in two ways. There's boots on the ground networking at events when we're all allowed to attend them again, or when we have safe events to attend. And then there's online networking. So you want to make sure that you're addressing both ways of networking to make sure that you're doing a thorough job in your job search. Every single contact you have in industry is what I refer to as social equity. Social equity is money. You cannot make money in isolation. When I'm teaching in college level classrooms, I tell my students, look around you. See everybody in this room? Okay, every last person in this room is going to one day make you money. They're going to be a contact that takes you to a situation or works with you to create a situation where you're developing business and making money. So social equity is absolutely critical. And the only way you get social equity is if you network and build relationships. Networking is a constant endeavor to build your social contacts, to nurture your social contacts, to stay present and top of mind with people without being a pain, okay? And really for being the go-to person in your area. So networking and business relationships, they depend on constant renewal. Now, not once a week, sometimes not every 3 months, but definitely every 6 months, okay? So as part of your marketing touchdowns with anybody in your social circle, you want to find a way to have what the psychologists refer to as appropriate psychological mirroring with your peers. You want to have a good excuse to speak with your peers, to talk about business, to keep the relationship alive, and to keep the business leads flowing. And the only way to do that is to get everybody on a spreadsheet. And again, once a year, when you're doing your scrub of your goals annually, your scrub of your marketing tools, I go through all of my social contacts or my professional contacts once a year. I usually do it during the holidays because people are really receptive, and there's no business being done during the holidays largely anyway. So I use that time to renew relationships. I'll touch base with individuals that, I haven't spoken to in a year or two, and I'll just make sure. And very often, an excellent thing that people don't think about is they think they need an excuse to contact someone for networking. Sometimes not having an excuse is really a great way to approach someone, where you just call up an old contact or email them and say, hey, so-and-so, I was thinking about you today. We haven't touched base in a while. How are you doing? You would be amazed at how well received that is. That's the nature of building relationship and nurturing relationship and keeping your social equity, keeping top of mind with your social equity on an annual basis. And the final note on networking is, you may think you're just at an event once and that's the end of the story, but if you're a new market entrant okay, you're just starting your career or you're midway through, every last person you meet in your industry is going to be keeping pace with you through the years. So the person that you met last week, you're going to run into again 10 years from now. So when you do run into them again, why let it be a shock instead of a lovely event with which you can catch up with each other and take the opportunity to develop business? Your choice. So how to put your best foot forward when it comes to job search? Really, rule of thumb is preparedness and time management. Never walk into a networking event, never walk into anything, let alone a networking event, unprepared. And in terms of job search, you want to split your week up into bite-sized chunks for your job search. So in a given business week, a simple rule of thumb that I've used for a number of years now, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, people in offices and in companies are usually really on their game. They're at their desks, they're doing their job unless it's the holidays, but they're cranking Monday to Wednesday. So those are the days where you really want to actively be doing the networking and the introductions and the cover letters and the applications, etc. But by Thursday, really, people are getting they're running out of steam. So I've always found that Thursday is a great day to work on other stuff, like content creation projects, marketing tools. I use my Thursdays largely for self-marketing, getting set up in the background for self-marketing. And Fridays, well, I don't know how it is in the States, but I'll tell you, in Canada, the lights are on, but nobody's home, okay? So Fridays are a great day to network. You don't really want to do business. What you want to be doing on Fridays is checking in, contacting someone. You want to have a coffee over Zoom. Let's get caught up. I've always found that on Fridays, people are an awful lot looser and more open to, frankly, not having to do their own jobs. So take advantage of it and use Fridays to network and build a relationship.